joined today by one of our Citrix partner enablement managers, which is Alex Hill, who will be going through today's session on the Citrix Workspace Suite. Before we start, you'll have noticed as we entered today's call that you've all been set on mute. This is just to ensure that everyone's sound quality remains at an optimum. If you do have questions, and we do encourage questions through the session, we'll have time at the end for your Q&A, so please use the chat box facility or the question box in your panel and send us your questions, and myself and Alex will look to answer those at the end of the session. So without further ado, I'll hand over to Alex.
So, good morning everyone and welcome to today's webinar. It shouldn't be too long today, so we're going to probably spend about 20-25 minutes on the deck, and then we'll open up for questions at the end. So as you probably know, Citrix, we're very focused on the ability for users to work from anywhere, and that has really been our raison d'etre, our reason for being strategic to all of you, I'm sure, for the past 25 years as a business. And we've always been around enabling remote access and allowing users to be able to go and work from anywhere. But obviously what has changed over the years, and I'm sure you've seen it more within your businesses, are the types of situations that users want to access infrastructure from, the type of infrastructure and applications they want to access has changed, and also the types of devices has changed over the years. So what we have now at Citrix is something called the Citrix Workspace Suite, and this has been available since around May 8th actually of this year. And that gives your users the ability, once implemented, to go and access all the apps they need to do their job, all the data they need to work, and all the services they may need to access applications, data, or other infrastructures from any device at any time. And that's really key to moving forwards with IT. I'm sure you're all looking at mobility and all looking at the challenges within your businesses going forwards. So from our perspective, we are looking at common challenges that you have within all your businesses. So we talk a lot to probably some of you on the call and one of our customers globally, and we look at a lot of the issues that you're coming up against in your businesses. And many of those issues are very common, no matter whether you're in private sector, public sector, whether you're 250 users or whether you're 250,000 users. The actual issues are always the same for a lot of you out there, and a lot of you on the call, I'm sure, today. So we're all looking at the challenges of consumerization. I'm sure you've heard of that many times, but the idea that people will want to consume their own IT and use it for business. Now, that may be seen as a bad thing in many businesses, but actually to a lot of extents and a lot of businesses that we work for enable that, including our own business, by the way, it's been a very positive thing for our business. We look at the amount of productivity and additional productivity we get out of users by enabling consumerization. It's significant. It actually outweighs the potential cost of putting in an infrastructure to go and do that. And that will only obviously get worse as tablets become cheaper, as laptops become cheaper. So you look at Chromebooks and you look at other types of small laptops that are now being driven down in price. The fact that you can go and buy them from a supermarket says a lot more, I think, than anything else. Now that actually is a good thing because users are using those devices. They're actually quite willing to use those devices and work. And the challenge, therefore, for all of us is how we deliver our corporate IT to those devices as well. Probably got a challenge as well with workforce generations. We certainly see it within Citrix, where we're actually actively going out and trying to recruit the best talent out there, the newest talent. We have an office, for example, near Cambridge University, where we are trying to recruit, obviously, the best talent from that university. Part of being able to recruit that talent is the way that they work, and one of the ways they work, obviously, is how they interface with IT. And being able to replicate in your enterprise IT infrastructure what they see in their personal IT infrastructure has a big part to play in talent acquisition, talent recruitment, and also just the way that people want to interact with business IT. So for users used and grown up with the fact that they can go and pick up any device and access their personal apps on those devices through your website, be it Facebook or anything else, having them restricted to a single device and also restricted to a set of applications is very alien to them and not what they expect from an IT perspective. So being able to go and provide that kind of consumer-like IT experience, but from an enterprise app store that your business owns, that can be consumed from whatever device the user chooses, is also a key part of keeping up with what users expect IT to deliver to them. I'm sure you all heard of BYD, probably heard it to death, but it's a key thing still going forwards. Again, great user of it here at Citrix. We have lots of customers now using it. Some really good, interesting research from Forrester done a couple of years back from us, where I think we rolled it out to a third of employees and saved 20% on IT costs. Because actually what we managed to do in our IT business is basically become a service provider to our customers. So our internal IT is really just an app store, and that's it. How we consume that is really up to us, and one of the ways we've enabled that is we do BYOD. We fund users, and we get stipends for a user to go out and purchase their own device and then access the app store. Therefore, we've been able to centralize IT. We've also really, in essence, been able to outsource a lot of our laptop support, because whenever we implement BYD, we have to go and buy a support contract with the vendor that supplies us with the actual device. Flexible working, on and on. We're hearing more and more about it nowadays with the recent regulations and rules about users being able to request, and the fact that people do want to flexibly work, the fact that probably for most of us on this webinar today, the 9 to 5 job has probably ended, and it's probably more like a 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. or later job. How we support that in the IT world and the work world is very, very interesting, and how you actually can now just look at your real estate and look at how you manage real estate to support flexible working is also a great draw for a lot of our customers. A lot of our recent wins and large wins and case studies, a lot of those savings those customers have made is not just purely through IT, but it's what IT enables. So, for example, we've had one customer who's gone down from 5 London offices down to 3. They haven't decreased their staff, they've just given their staff the option of flexible working, remote working, and being able to work whenever and wherever they want. See massive benefits, seeing cost benefits out of that as well. You've got remote workforces, you've got users working from different offices and different locations, being able to expand your business with very little IT, being able to go and take on new markets or start to get into new markets without having to invest in local IT is a huge business benefit and competitive benefit to you all if you're not doing that already or you want to scale up from that perspective. Globalization, I think we know a lot about that, and I'm sure a lot of you on the call looking at who is going to join the call today know about globalization. But again, being competitive and being centralized and being standardized from an IT perspective helps with that globalization piece, and we can help with. One of the issues, though, is this whole mobility piece and all these other things are accelerating, but what isn't changing is the security and compliance regulations that I'm sure we all have to sit under and work under as businesses. So where data can sit, how that data can sit on a device, who can access it, how we can have to control it to meet our security compliance regulations is still a lot of issues that we have to go and solve around that as well. Plus disruptions, looking at the names of people who registered, a lot of London-based companies, for example, that I saw on that list, and tube strikes, weather format and conditions can actually affect businesses quite strongly, because people and organizations, I'm sure you have, invest a lot in data center resiliency, data center replication, but actually if we don't invest in how do our users then access infrastructures in times of their own disruption through weather or strikes, there's another strike at Heathrow today, for example, can actually give us headaches in IT if we don't actually go and solve those issues. And that leads into business continuity, going over and above what we do within data centers to actually make sure our whole business can still work from an IT perspective, not just that our data centers are available. But what drives all this, and what we see more and more from you as our customers, is that in essence what you're really looking at doing is you really want to go and mobilize your business. So we look a lot at research, and I'm sure you all look a lot at research as well out there to see where your businesses should go from an IT perspective. We spend a lot of time and effort and money talking to organizations Looking at the research, if you look at Gartner's CIO priorities, for example, for the past 2 years, mobility has been in the top 3. And it means that, I'm sure you're all looking at how you mobilize your businesses, how you actually go and make sure you can deliver an effective mobility solution to your customers, who are, in the end, your users, right? Your customers are your users. So we hear that a lot. I need to mobilize my business, but I'm not quite sure what I need to be able to do, and I want to make sure that if I do this, it will be obviously a very strategic project for my business, so I need to make sure it works, that users are happy with the experience, that users can go and access this from wherever they want, and they're not restricted as we move into this mobilization market. So there's some big challenges that you're all probably faced with, and you may have already looked at these, and piecemeal you may have solved them as well, but what we want to be able to do at Citrix with Software One is help you go and solve all these challenges. So the fact is, we've got an explosion of different types of applications. Probably for most of you, your core applications are still Windows-based, so your line of business, revenue generating, customer interface, whatever that may be, type applications are still going to be Windows-based. But then we have others. We have our SaaS applications, software as a service applications. I'm sure many of you are investing in those. We do at Citrix. You probably have your internal web applications as well. So web apps that you host yourselves, and probably the biggest example that I can think of off the top of my head right now is SAP, if any of you have got that, which is basically a web-based application. And then going forwards, we need to start to include our mobile applications. So applications written specifically for, let's say, iOS, Android or Windows 8.1 devices going forwards. So we need to be able to deliver those and control those, and if we did that as a separate project, we'd have lots and lots of different areas we have to go and manage. So a solution that manages everything else we need to go and do. But what we want to be able to do is help you do that easily from a single point and make it accessible for the users as well, because we could manage it at the back end, we could look after it at the back end, but if it's difficult for the user to go and consume, then you'll find that users will have a go, and if it's very difficult to do, they just won't bother again. Users are used to a very easy user experience nowadays with IT, and it can't be complicated. What this all drives, though, is also the risk of data loss and liability. If we've got lots of apps that are available to the user potentially anywhere, but those users can go in, access information, download data, and take it wherever they want. So we need to be able to control that as well from that perspective. And like I said, BYOD is huge. Whether it's formal, informal, whether it's funded or non-funded, users and our customers, our internal users and all our businesses expect to be able to use BYOD now. It's assumed, it's part of what they do, and you can spend time fighting it. You can spend time, money, effort fighting it, or you can feature it, and that's really the key. If you feature it, you control it, you manage it, you'll make sure that you're still secure, but you'll also get great benefits for your business going forwards. So like I said, you can go look at these in isolation, and there's lots of ways of looking at those pieces in isolation, and probably solve them in isolation, but you get lack of integration if you do so, lack of economies of scale, if we're honest, and different roadmaps and not joined up technologies. So we don't get the benefit of an integrated single solution. Now, we've been able to do this for a while, and we have been talking about workspaces for at least 2 years now as a business. And Workspace to us is a point on any device that always looks the same to a user, always reacts the same no matter what device they're coming in from, but gives them access from any device they choose, and also any location they choose to access it from, and gives them access to everything they need to do their job. So whether it's their applications, Windows, web-based, or mobile applications, whether they just want to see the data and not the application because they're going into a meeting and they want to review something before they go in, they'll probably still need their desktop. I'm sure lots of you in your business want to move to this great mobile world, but still will need to deliver a desktop because that's what the user wants, that's what the user expects. And actually, if we look at it, it's the best way for the user to interact with IT is to have a desktop with everything contained that they do within it. But also they want to collaborate with each other. One of probably the threats or the things you need to think about if you're looking at mobility for your business is if suddenly everyone's mobile, how do we collaborate, how do we work as a team, how do we keep collaboration high, which is the value of our employees to our business. But then also how do we let them mix personal in there? How do we make sure that they can have their personal app, be it Facebook or LinkedIn, sat next to their corporate app with no chance of data being blend between the two. So we want to create this workspace. We want to keep it, make sure it's mobile. We want to make sure it's virtualized and easy for you to implement in your businesses, in your data center, or indeed if you choose to place it elsewhere, to make sure we can have it in the cloud or have it in the private and public cloud and hybrid solution as well. But equally, make sure it's all secure. So make sure at all points it's encrypted, make sure it's manageable, make sure it's monitorable, auditable, and that we know at all points where our data is. So we want to help you create mobile workspaces for your businesses to make your users more effective and your IT more effective. And as I said before, that means bringing together all the apps a user needs to do their job, all their data, all their services, and by services we mean SaaS, internal web apps, anything that's provided to you to provide services to your users. Make sure they can access it from any device, so laptop, be it Mac or Windows, mobile device, be it iOS, Android, and just Xen 8.1 going forward as well, more and more around Windows 8.1 devices. Make sure it's accessible over any network and help you to put infrastructure in any cloud you choose, not locking you into a single cloud solution. So we are the leader in mobile workspaces. We've got the experience, we've got the solution, and what we didn't have previously till May the 8th is an easy way for you as our customers to consume it. And now we do. We have something called the Citrix Workspace Suite, which is our end-to-end solution for implementing the whole mobility and security of all your apps, data, and services with a single license that you can go and purchase from us to go and do that. So an integrated solution, which includes, you heard of the products, but XenDesktop Platinum, which also has XenApp Platinum within it, so you get XenDesktop Platinum for desktop virtualization, XenApp Platinum for application virtualization, but also includes our Xen Mobile Enterprise product, which brings in mobile device management, if you want it, mobile application management to deliver secure corporate applications to unmanaged mobile devices. Also includes our ShareFile solution for secure document sharing and storage in the cloud, and also then brings in identity management through that. So the key features of the Workspace Suite, although there's no new products within the Workspace Suite, it's a suite of products that are already available to you, but in a much more effective way for you to purchase and manage those licenses as well. As I said, it has Windows app security and delivery, so XenDesktop delivering traditional hosted desktops, be they hosted shared desktops or VDI desktops, but now going forwards, offline desktops to Macs and Windows devices, so you can take your Windows desktop offline securely. Make sure we can have the applications, so XenApp is also included to give us secure Windows applications. That's still a key part going forward to mobility. We can look at mobility solutions, you can look at MDM and MAM, but still probably most of your revenue generating apps are going to be Windows based, so we include that as well. Mobile app and device security, our market leading, top right garden quadrants, MDM and MAM solution under Xen Mobile, so to give you MDM if you want to manage devices, tablets, smartphones, or if you just want to deliver secure mobile applications to a consumer end device, we can give you that as well. And included in that are mobile productivity applications like Worksmail, work for secure email on an unmanaged iOS or Android device. Worksweb to give you secure access from an unmanaged mobile device into your intranet, into your internal web applications, so that the user can use them from their smartphone or tablet of choice. We give you ShareFile to give you secure data sync and share access, so you can start to share data, let users access data from any device, but still keep it secure, auditable, trackable from your perspective in IT. To access this, you get the unified app store, so our receiver all works home on a mobile device, but equally whatever device you log in for always looks the same, and licenses to secure this from a mobile gateway. So it has our full product capabilities to build out the Workspace Suite, and looking at the competition has some great advantages over and above the competition. You can see all the pieces there that fit together to make the Workspace Suite from that perspective. So a great solution, and equally some great promotions at the moment running until the end of this year for you to be able to go and purchase this and be cost effective. So for any of you who have VMware, View or Horizon, there's a great offer to the end of this year to get a 50% discount on our Workspace Suite licenses. You can utilize investments you already have to gain benefits financially in purchasing. Equally, for those of you with existing Citrix products, XenApp, XenDesktop, XenMobile, or ShareFile on-premise, there's a trade-up program to Workspace Suite. So if you have XenDesktop Platinum, you can add, in essence, XenMobile Enterprise to your offering, and rather than to buy XenMobile Enterprise, you can trade up to Workspace Suite and you get a significant discount on those numbers. And there's actually a promotion on the trade-up to the end of this year where you get an even bigger discount. That trade-up, is going to continue on to the coming years, but there's a promotion this year where you get additional discounts on the trade-up to the end of this year. Equally, there's a few other promotions, I just want to make sure you're aware of, take advantage. These all ended at the end of this year, so if you're looking actively at Chromebooks within your business, and you purchase Chromebooks post May 8th of this year, for the equivalent number of Chromebooks, you can get a discount of 25% on Workspace Suite licenses. Same if you're looking at replacing your BlackBerry infrastructure. One of the great things we have now, I know this isn't a product pitch today, but we have the ability shortly to manage BlackBerry 10 devices through our XenMobile product. So if you want to replace your best server licenses with XenMobile, there's a 25% discount on the Workspace Suite license. And a NetScaler Platinum promotion, if you purchase NetScalers, you get an additional 5% off any additional NetScalers. I'm not going to go through this in detail today. Obviously you've got Software One, the guys there can help you through some of these promotions, but at a great time to look at and upgrade to the Workspace Suite solution. So as a solution, we've got some great market validation. Mobile workspaces are a big part of, I think, what you're going to have to probably look at in your businesses and look at whether it's going to give you benefits, and I'm sure it will do. If you look at what we see in the market, and there's some great intelligence here from the Enterprise Strategy Group, workspaces will be a key in addressing the organizational imperatives around secure mobility, and Citrix, in essence, have the best solution around that, and the most comprehensive and flexible solution to deliver that out to end users. So that's it. I wasn't going to go to product today, although we can move that to the Q&A if anyone's got any questions around that. What we see though from when we put in Workspace Suites and when we've used them within customers is it does improve employee productivity. It is easy to use. It is easy to access. It is very simple for a user to pick up a device, download a single client onto that device and have access to their full workspace. We're not afraid of delivering this over 3G, 4G, broadband connections, so we do a lot of our demonstrations, and I'm sure some of you have met some of our sales guys or SEs in the past year or so who've done demonstrations over 3G. It's available to the entire workforce, and we can let users come in, select which applications they want to see, and be self-selecting about which applications. It is all secured, so recently we brought out FIPS encryption. For example, when we're delivering corporate apps to non-managed devices, they sit in a sandbox. Everything on the network is fully encrypted using our NetScaler devices as well, and it provides a flexible, unified solution to bring together all your applications, all your data into a single point of access to be able to deliver to any device. In terms of licensing, pricing, obviously, for Software One, those guys can give you pricing. List price is around $450 per license, but that's a list. If you want, obviously, pricing in pounds and local pricing, you've got the guys at Software One to give you that pricing. Equally, it's only available on a per-user license model. So the reason for that is obviously it includes our mobility solution, and our mobility solution would go offline, and therefore a CTU model doesn't work because you can't really check out a CTU model effectively. It needs to be per user because it has the mobility PC. So it is only available in one edition, Workspace Suite. It is only available as a per-user license model. There are trade-ups for those of you on previous products, XenApp and XenDesktop and CCU, where you get a 2-for-1. So for every CCU license you trade up, you get 2 licenses back for Workspace Suite. So we have taken that into account for those of you who want to look at this and trade up from a CCU-based product of XenApp or XenDesktop that you have as well. We do have subscription, annual or perpetual as well for those of you who want to look at this in a different model. So that's it for the slideware today. That's all I was going to really cover in the kind of 25 minutes I wanted to present on, which is I'm actually bang on time, which is a change for me. I think if David's still on the call here, I don't know how you want to do this, but if you want to open it up for questions on chat, or if you want to open questions on the phone, I'm happy to do it either way. David? So really over to you to decide.
Thank you very much, Alex. So probably just in case there is a lot of background noise, I think the best option is to just read from the chat box. So we do have a couple of minutes left before we sort of wrap up for 11:30. I've got one question here, Alex. So it's I currently have XenDesktop. What are there going to be much, or are there going to be any challenges upgrading to the mobile workspace suite?
No. So commercially, there's a trade-up program. So there's two things. There's a program which is going on for, well, there's no end date on the program, which will always allow you to trade up to the Workspace Suite. And as I said, there's two options. Workspace Suite is available per user. So if you bought, per user only. So if you bought XenDesktop and CCU, you can do a 2-for-1 trade up. So for every CCU license you trade up, we'll give you 2 Workspace user licenses back. There is a promotion on that offer though, reduced pricing until the end of this year. So again, talk to the guys at Software One who can give you pricing that is valid under our promotion terms to the end of this year, and that gives you a significant discount. So I think it's about 25% additionally discount, so up to on that trade up. Technically no, because you can stay technically on the same version as XenDesktop if you wish. The licenses will support that. There's still versionless licenses on Workspace Suite, so technically set out, and all you'll be doing is adding more product to your existing XenDesktop infrastructure. Okay.
Thank you very much, Alex. So that was the only question we currently have. So I'll just I'll leave the line open for a little bit longer whilst we wrap up. Just leaves me to thank Alex for taking us through the detail of the Workspace Suite and the outstanding promotions at the minute. Oh, we just had one additional question come through.
Yep.
Oh no, it was just saying thanks, guys. But that's yeah. So thank you all for joining us. Appreciate your time here. If you do have any follow-up questions, then do follow up with your Software One account managers. If there's any inquiries with regards to downloading free trials or having demonstrations of the Workspace Suite, then do get in touch with your account managers or myself directly, and we'll look to arrange those. So thank you all once again, and hope you all have great weekends.
Excellent. Thanks, bye.